So people are wondering like what jobs and how they're gonna make money in the future. It's hard to think about what's going to happen because we don't know. um we can be taken out any time. Like we can get hit with an asteroid. uh we could have an alien invasion, we can have accelerate, like the sun can all of a sudden start accelerating its process of expansion and then making earth inhabitable for everything. uh like Venus. This is why I'm saying maybe Venus was, maybe we originated from Venus, and sophisticated life, basically before Venus was inhabitable. Sophisticated life came here, kind of like what we're trying to do with Mars. That's why I say like maybe there was life on Venus at some point, because I don't know if this is true, but Grok said that long time ago, like billions of years ago or something, when the sun was in the early stages of when it was formed, there was a lot less light. Uh, so that means it could have been like Venus or Mercury. Could be Mercury. There could have been. I doubt it. I doubt there was life on Mercury, but we never been there. We don't know. So we don't. I think we've tried to send probes there and stuff like that, but I don't think we really have really good evidence. But a lot of stuff is just basically hypothetical and done by math and calculations. Doesn't mean it is what we think it is. We haven't been there. We really don't know. We have to like kind of like guess, and that's what you're kind of doing when you're thinking like, oh, this was what's gonna happen. When you're trying to like predict different things happening, which is very tough to predict. My personal plans in my life, even if like I really meticulously comb through them and make sure that like it has a lot of detail, so the plan won't fail, there's still things that happen. I don't know what it is. Simulation, if this is a simulation or just life, God testing, or just switching things up for you to have issues. At least at the very least, there's to be issues in your plan. Sometimes the plan is just you have to scrap it completely. So basically, the jobs, and you get to think back. The way people lived hundreds of years ago compared to now is like night and day how we live. So they couldn't even fathom the jobs that we have now. Back then their only job was to basically grow crops. That was their job: tend cattle or livestock and grow crops. Most people, that's what their life was. They didn't really produce anything. They didn't make trinkets. Like the producers were like the blacksmiths or stuff like that. They didn't really have a huge commerce type of society. A lot of the stuff was homemade. Like their houses they made themselves. So probably a lot of them weren't structurally sound, and a lot of them probably collapsed. If you see the remnants of a building that has this good like structural tech, like you see walls, just like, man, they did a pretty good job building that back then. But if you see just a couple, you just see like the foundation with brick busted down. it's most likely just it was poor construction, or it could have been like a natural disaster. But you know, so they made everything by hand. It wasn't like you obviously didn't order it off of Amazon and it gets shipped to your door. Like they had to make everything. And they probably bartered a lot back then too. Uh, Gold is a form of bartering. I think, in my opinion, like that's what's crazy to me is like being taxed on Bitcoin, making transactions in Bitcoin, when it's a form of currency. Even BlackRock acknowledges this, and it's crazy that the Trump administration, like, they want to. That's crazy. I mean, I understand it if you're going to cash out in some type of American currency, whether it's a stable coin or their fiat currency of whatever country. It could be American, it could be any country, and they want to tax you some type of capital gains tax or some type of tax to be able to put it to be able to get their money, so you can, if they don't use Bitcoin. But it's just like Bitcoin just needs to be used, and that's the thing is there's not the adoption. I was hoping for more adoption. I was really hopeful that we would have like a big crypto boom. But I mean, like my failed prediction of a year ago, saying that it could. I didn't say it would go to 1 million or a couple million. It could. I said it could possibly, if you look at all like everything happening. If you see like mass adoption and you see like a bunch of people like with money start buying it, and then maybe normal people start buying it, and like countries and cities and states start buying it, you can see it could go rival to gold. Well, yeah, I mean, people would probably take their money out of gold. Not all, but they would allocate it towards Bitcoin. So, like, yeah, it would, you would see gold going to like a $15 million or even less, while Bitcoin matches it. Anyway, but the jobs there in the future, people are like, what are the jobs? What are we going to do with their time? I don't know. Like, I want to do the same repetitive tasks. That's my life. Like, my life is to be a fucking mailman and then do the same thing every single day. Like, the people who are like fighting against this are the same people who use the Matrix, this, like, to fund their life. Like, I have to fund my life by doing something that I don't want to do. That's cool. Your life is great. You podcasters, you rich people, you people who are famous. And you want people like me. What it is like, you want me to be a slave. Like, no, I just want to be able to have the backing to feel comfortable to go out and try to pursue something that I want to do. Like, that's cool. You like to make videos. Cool. You like to do this. But I don't like doing every single job that I have done in my life. I would not do for free. I don't want to start a business out of anything I've ever done. I don't even want to start a business. I just want to create. I just want to create things. Maybe like the creations that I create, nobody cares about and they suck, and I suck as an artist. That's cool. But maybe someday somebody will appreciate it. That's cool that nobody appreciates it now, but maybe, just maybe, I'll create something in the digital realm that someday somebody will be like, oh, that's pretty cool. And maybe they'll take whatever I created and make it even better. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll come up with an idea that somebody's like, that's a cool idea. All of this stuff that he made was crap. All of his ideas were, but this one thing was pretty cool that he did. And I'm going to take that. And it's like, they make something really cool out of it because of something that I put out there, some idea I put out into the universe. Instead of it me just taking it to the grave with me. I mean, I can just go ahead and take everything to the grave with me, but I just feel like it's better for me to get my ideas out there. That's why it's like the part of me is like, maybe I should just shut up and just watch. Maybe I should just shut up and watch it. Everything fail, everything collapse. You know what I mean? Because like I don't have a voice. I don't have a voice on any platform. You know, and the voices that I'm seeing out here, they're sold out. You know what I mean? Like they don't believe anything that they're saying. They only say it to try to push agenda, whether it's division or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they don't believe what they say, and it's hard because you might look at my content and say like, dude, you are such a grifter, which I am not. I haven't made any money off of this. I'm not popular. You know, I change my opinions based off the environment. So like if the environment is different, then you know, I'll change my stance on things. So I'm thinking that the young men are prepared. Hopefully they see like what the hookup culture has done. They see what going down the path of like going, I want to go drink. No, like if you have a wife and kids, like you really are going to put forth your best effort to provide them the best life instead of like becoming a degenerate and sleeping around. If we can provide like women, which I don't think, what we need to do is kind of like let people leave, like that want to leave. If you have a person from this country that wants to move to America and that believes in freedom and stuff like that, our Constitution, our history, like everything about us, and you want to switch and come over here, and we can trade somebody here that hates it here, like they hate the history. They say like this place is horrible, the worst. They hate it here, and they want to move somewhere else. Like we shouldn't have to let them pay. I think it's almost $3,000 to denounce their citizenship and have to pay to get. No, we can just like trade. You know what I mean? Let's just do a trade. Like this person believes in your ideas, so like they can be more of like what you believe. Like maybe you're a communist, like be more of a communist country. And this person, they should have intelligence because they're coming with a college degree as well. So they're smart. Like you're not getting somebody stupid, right? Like they went to college, they got a college degree. They went through this, like they're smart, right? They're smarter than me because I never went to college. I'm too dumb to go to college. And we can switch. It's not that they willingly want to. It's a win-win for everybody because this country that's like a country, probably a woke country, they get to be somewhere where they want to be, around people that they are like. And then we bring in people that want to be here, that want to start families. Like this is what we need to bring in here. We need to bring in young women that are fit, that are at, they have to have a certain type of IQ. You have to have a certain type of IQ to come into America anyway. If you can't, and I think that the immigration process, yeah, I think the immigration process is pretty tough. It's pretty rigorous. I think to pass like the exam to become a citizen, you probably have to have a decent IQ anyway. So it's the illegals that are the problem. But what I would tweak, there's a couple of things I would tweak in the immigration system. I definitely would tweak for a period of time. We only bring in really mostly women. Like I would probably bring in a good 95 to 99% women for the next couple of years, and then like after that I would dwindle it down Um, but we need women. We need young women that don't have kids, that want to be wives and mothers, and they want the traditional. They're not feminists. They don't want to work. They don't care about their career. They don't. They want to be like the America, and like we want to create the America in the 1950s again, but without like the races. Like we want everybody to be treated equal. We just don't want anybody to be treated differently. We don't want people to be treated better than others. So like we want to get rid of double standards and everything. We don't like, this is what I want. I don't know what everyone else, but this is, I don't want anybody being treated differently because of their race. If they're like awesome and they got their shit together, cool. Like we can all get along great, man. Like it's so weird that um that like the race issue nowadays, it's so weird to me. Like what I grew up in and seeing, like, oh, we're getting rid of this. We're like all this racist stuff. Like we're putting this in the past. We elected a black president and everything. You know what I mean? We had a black, first lady. And we had a black vice president. Supposedly, that's what she says. But yeah. So maybe because she's Jamaican or something. Anyway, but how is America, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? America's racist, like, seriously. But and it's like we want the exact opposite, but it was like hating on white people. It's like, okay, so like when that happens, when you push this DEI stuff, then like you're gonna push people to become racist. Was that the goal? Like, was that the goal, to divide us even more, to create division? Because you create hostility, you create bitterness, and like I guarantee you, if we were to go ahead and do reparations, that would be it. Like that would cause a huge race war. I'm telling you, that would cause it. Like if you're forcing people who had nothing to do with slavery, their families had not, like most people, their families had nothing to do with slavery, they didn't benefit from it. It was the rich people who owned the slaves. It was like 2% of the or 5 or 2% of the population back then. Like what percentage do you think that is now? It was utterly ridiculous. And the fact that they don't teach that there was black slave owners here in America, like they just, like I was only taught that like only whites had slaves, it's just like it's utterly ridiculous. Like back then was completely different than it is now. And for people to just sit here and live in the past, like there's nothing we can do. Like how far can we go back in history saying like, oh, we need to make, I understand there's some people that are alive now that had to live through the Jim Crow laws and stuff like that. And I feel for those people. That's unfortunate. And those people, I would understand them being upset. But you would think like growing up nowadays, if you have some intelligence and some critical thinking, you would think to yourself like, you would see everything that's going on and you would think to yourself like, that's pretty weird. You know what I mean? Like everything that's being put out here. I like Nick Fuentes. I like a lot of the stuff he says. But there's a lot of stuff there's things that I don't like what he says. Just like anybody, man. I don't think there's anybody out here, including myself, that I agree with 100%. And that's so funny to think. Like I'm not gonna agree with 100% of who I was yesterday or who I'm in the future, because like I'm evolving, I'm changing. I get new information. When I get new information and some belief I have gets proven wrong, why am I gonna continue to believe in that? Do you know what you know what I mean? Like it is so preposterous for me to sit here and continue to believe something when I was ignorant in the first place, when I just like came in as the default belief, but it was wrong. I can't change my view. Like, no, you're a grifter. Like, no, I was wrong. I had the wrong information. Now I have new information that shows I was wrong. And what's hard about this what's going on right now is all the propaganda that's being put out right now. Like every single content creator I'm so skeptical of. With Nick Fuentes, I watched a video. I was listening to him. I don't really watch people, but I was listening to him. And then when somebody says something, like if the conversation gets like really, really good, or they say something like, then I'm like, okay, I need to like watch their body language. But for the most part, like I just listen. I was he was talking about how the Groypers, his following, and him basically are communists. He was talking about the fist. They are a fist. And like when people start talking like that, when they say the fist, you know, the five fingers all put together into one thing. It's the revolution. It's the fist. It's usually communist type of thinking. And I've heard him talk about some things where it sounds like communist type of ideas. So, and for me, I'm communist in my views, if the environment is different. So for me, my communist views come from if the human labor, you know, we don't need human labor to produce stuff anymore. So like if I want, you know, Taco Bell delivered to my pod, basically like we live in pods, just some of us have bigger pods than other people, you know what I mean? That's what a fucking house is. Like it's a fucking pod. It's an or apartment. Like where we live, where we keep our stuff is a fucking pod. But if I have my Taco Bell created, made by robots, delivered by robots, so we don't need humans to do this stuff anymore, and I'm just like, and I'd have it delivered to my pod. Like, everything is being maintained by robots. The infrastructure. We got Tesla bots or autonomous robots that do the... It's not 100%. Like, you're not going to have every single job. Like, you're probably going to have people supervise. Like, what I think is your job, you're going to basically supervise either somebody else's Tesla bot or some type of bot that does your repetitive jobs, and make sure that they're doing it right, selecting it right, whatever they're doing, you're making sure you're going over their work. It's basically like when I go into the prompt and say, hey, AI, generate me these pictures. It's like it generates me a picture or two, and I'm like, I really don't like this. This isn't what I wanted. You go and blah, 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 and then it redoes it, and it's like, okay, this is a little, nah, like, you have to, like, go in there and fix it, and it put out what you want it to put out, and fix the quality and stuff like that. That's what I mean. It's like, they could do all the work, they go out and do all the run around and everything, but, like, when they come and have the finished product, you have to go through and make sure. It's like an audit. Like, you audit their work, you make sure that they're doing it right, because you want to put out the best quality. Like, you're not just gonna make I guess you can just like make a bunch of stuff and just throw it out there, but like it's just it's you want to put out the best stuff that you possibly can put out. Um, if you have a content creator that's just throwing out every single thing that they've created that's AI, you're gonna like, dude, I don't want to. Like you might have one cool thing, but it's like, what is all this? Like this is all crap. You want to put out the best, and I think like that's what's going to be the future for people. When they put the most authentic, best content they put out. It's not just like, oh, like I'm putting out 10 videos a day on here or whatever. It's like, no, like they're talking about stuff that's really, really, really cool. And what I hope in the future is, I guess, is somebody will be able to go onto AI and be like, hey, listen, listen, find me this type of discussion. And it'll just like go through like all of our videos, right? And it'll go through everything, and it'll find out like, hey, like this is the point, like look at this, this is what this it'll go to all of my videos and go into like the very point that I'm talking about, that it wants to like, oh wow, that's crazy, like, okay. uh and then it'll be like, he or she or whoever, it can go in there and be like, okay, go into each video. So it'll be able to make a video, AI be able to generate a video of all the content. It'll take like all my content of like whatever subject and just like compile it. And then like maybe it's too long, maybe they're like, compile, make this even more, but make it better and more to what I like. Take the best stuff of what he's saying and put it under a minute. Stuff like that is going to be coming out here. So like, I think that if you want to keep putting out a bunch of content, I think we're going to have to start paying for the storage on these. If you're putting out a ton, you're going to have, unless like they're paying you, I think that they're going to start being like, hey, the storage, man, you're going to have to pay for the storage stuff. It sounds crazy, but this is what people are going to be doing, is they're going to be making things in the digital realm, and that's what they're going to do. And they're either going to work for somebody else. You're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of like content creators hiring. You see this on YouTube, but you're going to see even more people having the resources to be able to hire. So like possibly, who knows? Maybe one day I can like employ people and they can help me out with my channel. I can be like, you know what? I want you to go through, and I want you to, and they'll probably use like, I want every single one of my videos to have a cool thumbnail. So I don't like, if somebody goes back, I want you to take like the clips, like shorts, like listen to all my content, and then make a video out of each video that's condensed into whatever you think. You know what I mean? Like people will like do this. Eventually AI will do it, but like the capitalism was gonna flourish in the digital realm. I think a lot of people will choose small spaces. I think that people will rather have cosmetics and their avatar to look cooler than they do in real life. They'll do things in real life to make themselves look better on camera, but you're not even gonna have to really, like, I'm not gonna have to make videos. I can just like type in like, hey, listen, make me talk about, like, I want to talk about these types of things, and like what would I say, like go based off of what I would say based off of all my videos. You know what I mean? So like, and then you can sit back and you can watch it yourself. Be like, and you're like, put this into like a 5 minute, put this into a 10 minute, make a video where I'm realistic, like how I am, but there's not a lot of pauses, and there's not like, take the ums out and just kind of like let me talk better. Let me be more let me be more charismatic. Or you know what's crazy is like you're gonna be like, make me more like this personality, or make me have this voice. Like let me talk like Rocky Balboa. You know how crazy that would be. Make me look like this. Make me. You'll be able to like say. This type of background. You know what I mean? Let me have this person in here. Let me have, somebody wants to make it. It'll be wild if somebody puts me in their video, my simulation into theirs. You know what I mean? That would be so crazy to see that. Now I would feel like flattered if somebody was to do that. So much content, and that's what people are going to do with their time. They're going to make content, and they're going to make content for other people, and there's going to be plenty of work in the digital realm of creation. We're going to need created like avatars and different things like that. And you're going to be able to sell this stuff. You're going to be the people who create in the video game realm, because that's what it's going to be. And it sucks that we don't have it yet. I was hoping we'd have it, but you're gonna have more rewards. You're gonna be able to make money off of your time in the realm. You know what I mean? Like if you even playing a game, because like you can make content, you can film it and put it on the internet. You know what I mean? So like this is what I'm gonna make with my channel coming up. But like maybe like my series or whatever I'm creating, that is probably what I think is gonna be an all complete failure. But basically what I'm trying to do is show people what you can do. It's like kind of like a tutorial. I think it's gonna fail. I don't think anyone's gonna watch, but really, that is kind of a good idea. Like you could have a football league where they're making content off of their team, and then you have like real people in the league that are other content creators making content of their, so like I can go and watch their content, they go watch my content, and then like we can have somebody make a show out of everybody's content and be like, look, this is what happened in this game. You know what I mean? Like it would be pretty cool, and so it would create a job. That's a job. Somebody to like commentate on it. You're like, hey, this is what, like, this was such a, you know what I mean? It's a community of what will we do with our time. Yeah, I'll play simulations, man. I'll play with simulations with people that I'll meet new people. I'll play simulations with people who have maybe the same type of make new friends, new same type of and then maybe we end up like gathering our resources and creating a community in real life and living by each other and being, you know what I mean? Like that's what we need to go towards. Is we need to, this whole continent is so huge. If America had Greenland, Canada, and Mexico, and parts of Central America, like we can turn Central America, we can like El Salvador, man. Like seriously, we can make it so safe. If I was one of these countries, I would be like, hey, listen, America, this is what we're going to do. Build like the most like sophisticated, not sophisticated, but like help us build something like El Salvador with our prison system. With like we have a multiple layer system where we take your harshest criminals. Like, this is what I think, to be honest. We don't, like, if you kill somebody, you rape somebody, you molest a kid or something like that, and and this is 100%, you have to be like, there's no doubt about it, uh that you did it. Then we take you and we ship you out of here. We're not gonna pay like $50 to $100,000 to incarcerate you for the rest of your life in America. No, you lost your rights. We're gonna send you to some prison in some third world country. We're gonna create jobs there. We're gonna pay a lot less to keep you alive. It's better than exiling you or whatever, but like, we can't afford to keep you alive anymore here. It's just stupid. It's just like, you help the people where they're at. So like, this will create jobs. The jobs that are in the future will be security, digital, a lot of digital. Like, you're gonna make money off of digital. Like, it's probably gonna be kind of easy to make money, to be honest. It's gonna be just like a huge casino. Here's the thing: is you want to have balance. So maybe the system says you can only be in the matrix for so many hours in the day. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna use it for entertainment or money, like, you got to be careful how you use your time. And then you have to sleep. So maybe you can only use this for certain. I don't know what to say, man. I always see in the nanny state. Well, we need some people. We need some order. But if you don't want to, then I guess it's just based off of if you are. These are more the people who want to be on the system. You know what I mean? Like the criminals and. Like, if you're just like a regular person and you can fund, like, you can do whatever the hell you want. But if you're like, no, we're gonna try to get you, we're gonna work on your traumas and try to rehabilitate you. And you're gonna go, depending on how you behave, you're not just gonna be stuck in like the worst place. You're not gonna go to like, these are for people that are on the system, like the welfare people. Like, we want the goal is to empty you off the system. We want, but here's the thing: is like, what is coming though? What is coming? UBI? Like, what's the point of trying to get people off the? You know what I mean? So that's what's like. I'm so conflicted about things. I want to try to help get people off the system, but it's like, if robots are doing all the jobs, and it's like such a weird thing that we're about to head to. And are we gonna have like a huge collapse? And then I don't know. But I do think that I've been throwing around the idea that we need to basically reform our government. We can keep it. I think there's a lot of good things with it. But we need to go into a transition period. I think that after Trump, especially, where if we don't get things, like, we're not going to continue doing what we're doing, and what that is Congress and the Senate do nothing, and judges work against the American people. We're not going to continue doing this. There's so much corruption. We're going to get it out of this system. And I know, like, I'm getting such backlash when I say this, because I think that America is going to need an emperor or some type of dictator, king, to compete with China. Because what's going to happen is, if the Democrats regain power, they're going to put regulations on AI, which I do think we need regulations on it. They're going to put more harsh. So, like, basically slows it down. I am for regulations, as long as everybody else developing AI has to go along with that too. You know what I mean? Like, we have to, like, everybody has to come come together and be like, yes, we need to make sure we put out a good AI that doesn't kill everybody. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to put out a piece of crap. We want to put out a fair AI that treats people with respect and wants the best for humanity. But if we're just going to sit here and just compete with whoever and just going to be like another race to the moon like we did with Russia, if we're going to do that again and we're doing that with AI, we need a dictator, because what's going to happen is I don't know what to tell you people, but at some point AI is going to control the government. It's going to control all these systems, and we're going to willingly give it over control. It might already be under I don't know. It might already have control. Who knows? But it's like, with our system, the Democrats are going to get empowered. They're going to put a ton of regulations, and China's not going to put any regulations on their stuff. They're going to win the AI race. They just won. They won the AI race. Their AI is going to control our AI because it's going to be more powerful. And China won. So, like, either if I was Trump and it looked like we're going to lose, I wouldn't give up power. Like, I know it sounds bad. I would declare martial law, because I don't trust the elections. I don't trust the way we do it. Especially with the Democrats' track record, the way that they try to cheat. But I would declare martial law and say that I am emperor king for a short period of time until like we get the I want basically how I want I want things set up now is I don't really respect our representatives. I mean, they don't really do anything for us. They work for themselves. These people they insider trade. They're corrupt. It's corrupt to the core. Even Trump is like saying that Doge is a piece of crap. It's like even the Trump administration is crap. Some things that they do is okay, but it's like, dude, there's a lot of things that I'm really disappointed in, that I'm like, man, that's crazy. I think that what's gonna happen is the Democrats are gonna win the midterms, and they're just gonna sit like people. I guess want Trump impeached. Okay, that's the only reason you would vote for a Democrat, because you want them to be. They ain't doing nothing. That's the only thing that the Democrats stand for is I hate Trump. Anything that Trump says or does, I'm against. That's all they stand for. Like, what are you trying to do for me, dude? You know, like, they don't represent people like me. So that's why I think that we need until we get it fixed. I would like a direct democracy instead of Congress. You know, I don't like, they say mob rule. Like, dude, isn't that how things are run anyway? It's just like, isn't how it's run anyway? Popularity contest. Like, what are you talking about? It already is mob rule. Like, it's mob rule no matter what. Popularity contest, dude. Like, whatever, dude. I want direct democracy. I can vote with my phone. I can vote with crypt. Like, we have the technology. We need to make it fucking better. We need to make it very secure. We need digital IDs for people so we know that they're real people. You just need like a verification to know that this is a real person, not a robot. Because real people should be like, anonymous accounts and bot accounts should be completely looked down on. And the humans, the real ones, they should be praised. If I put my face out there, I'm putting skin in the game, so I should be put in the algorithm. That's how it should happen. Anonymous account. If you're too afraid to show yourself, man, like, it's not. You don't have to. The docs, don't docs. Like, then just shut up. Okay, just shut up. You're too afraid. You don't want to put yourself out there. You know, I don't know what to say. But But like, yeah, we should have the people who are talking to, oh, digital, it's like, I'm sure they said the same thing about driver's licenses. I'm sure they said the same thing about social security cards when those came out. And we're fine. So like a digital ID, when I go onto like a Facebook or something like that, and I see like some type of symbol that shows like this is a real human as opposed to an anonymous account or a bot account, like, I'm not gonna pay attention to what this bot or anonymous account says. I don't care. But if it's a real person, it's like, okay, that's a real person. Like, they're really like, that's really a person like responding to me. I don't know I don't know if these people like when I'm on Twitter, when I use Twitter, I just use verified accounts. I only look at what they say. I don't really care about what unverified accounts say. Because I don't know if they're a real person. I want to know what real people say. I don't want to know what robots say. Yeah, I want to know like if I'm interacting with a real person. You know what I mean? Like, they are more important. Like, humans are more important than robots. So, until robots can get like sophisticated like we are, then that'll be different. But like right now, we are way more sophisticated than robots. They're gonna be smarter, but that's fine. But like we have a lot of different things to bring to the table than robots. So like we have a lot of different types of intelligence. They can learn quickly. They'll be able to learn quickly and stuff like that. But like, yeah, there's gonna be stuff for people to do. It's just, it might be, instead of repetitive jobs in real life physical labor, it's gonna be like probably in the digital realm. Whether it's customized, it's like creating stuff, worlds, things, like, and a lot of it's gonna be crap, to be honest. But there's gonna be some really cool things, and if you can like copy and paste people's stuff and then make it some altercations and make it cool, as long as like you give some love or credit to the person who actually created it, or monetization, and it's like NFTs will be able to do that. We'll be able to keep track of things a lot better. Like, I'm like, so when I started collecting baseball cards and football cards, it was football cards when I started. I had a huge collection. I any little extra money I got, I went and bought packs of cards and just opened them, and just like, I just wanted to collect. I collected a bunch. I had so many cards, man. Probably like 30,000, man. Maybe more. Maybe like 50,000. I had a ton of cards. But I can own sports cards without having to have them in my physical presence. So we have card exchanges where you can just keep all your stuff on the exchange. You know what I mean? There's going to be stuff like that. So like, you're going to be able to have ownerships of stuff, and you don't even have to physically have it with you. It'll probably be in some warehouse somewhere. You know what I mean? Because I think that like in the future, you're not going to want to have a lot of stuff with you physically. For me, like, you probably want to have your house or whatever, or your pod, wherever you're staying, so you can put your physical stuff. But a lot of stuff is just gonna be like digital, like gonna be kept track digitally, instead of it's just gonna be more convenient. And I think people are gonna go into the mindset of like less stuff, physical stuff, and more into the digital. That's what I think. Just because the way people are at, people spend a lot of time in the digital. We're being conditioned. I'm like, I use the internet, and whatever happens, I don't know what's gonna happen, how I'm going to react in the future. Maybe I might use the internet a lot in the future. But for right now, I don't like what I see off the internet. I see a lot of propaganda. I see a lot of lying. I don't know what to believe. I don't know who to believe. I don't know what to trust. I can't trust videos. They look goofy still, but at some point you're not going to be able to tell. So everything is so wonky, and I'm to the point with all the information that I've taken in is I am like those other people. I just don't have the clout. You know what I mean? I'm like them. I can critically think if they are. I don't know. I don't know who's a sellout, dude. I don't know. So it's just like I don't do this for money. You know why I do this? You know what? The reason why I wanted some fame, opportunities. That's what it is. I'm trying. It's not really the fame I really want. It's the opportunities. I in my life, and this is why you hear me complain a lot on my channel, is because I feel like I haven't been given a lot of opportunities. And everything that I've accomplished in my life or done, I've had to force it to happen. I had to force it to happen. And it's just brute force. And I'm tired. I'm tired of it should just kind of, at this point, since I'm old, I feel like I put in my time, I've earned my stripes. Stuff should just get a little bit easier. You know what I mean? And it is in some aspects. In other aspects, it's kind of like, I don't know, is everything going to collapse? Am I going to end up homeless? I don't know. It's weird. Am I going to get that devastating injury or health concern and I won't be able to work for a while? Then I have to go through all my resources. Then I'm fucking broken homeless? I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I know I sound crazy for saying, I think America needs somebody like me to go in there and be a dictator for a little while and just correct some stuff and hold people accountable and put us in the right direction so we can prosper. And I want peace. I want to work with other countries. I want to stop all these wars. I pretty much, whatever they're fighting over, I would put a land between Russia and Ukraine, like a bubble of a land that neither one of them own, and it's just a territory that for right now it's going to be up in the air, but we need some a buffer between them two. We need you know what I mean, between Moscow and Kiev, we need another country between them that's chill out, like a neutral country. You know what I mean? Just like a neutral country. Same with Gaza. That's what Gaza should basically be between Palestine and Israel. Is you need a neutral country, keeping them separate. Stay the fuck away from each other, man. That's what basically it is. Stay the fuck away from each other. We have plenty of people that we can have move there, especially in the area. I'd rather have the people in the area who are neutral live there. But just to keep the peace, you know what I mean? Like that's a part of America, I guess. Now that's American territory. We're taking over this territory because you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. And you guys are gonna stay the fuck away from each other. You're gonna chill the fuck out. And we're gonna build massive prisons here. We're gonna build the state, and this is where we're gonna send all of our prisoners. Maybe we should do that. Hey, that's some outside of the thinking, right? That's American territory. Oh, Gaza, American territory. We're gonna build we're gonna make this place beautiful. Make Gaza beautiful. It's got a lake like right there, whatever, the sea right there. Make it beautiful. There's so much land right there, man. There's land everywhere that we can be like, hey, we're gonna build supermax prisons. We're gonna send our prisoners, the worst people, who. Why do we have to house these people here, man? Like, and yeah, we're paying these people less to house our people, but that economy isn't as it's like it's good for them. Like they're happy doing the job because like their standard of living just went up. You know what I mean? Like they get paid less to be a guard in their country, but they're actually living really, really well there in their country. It'll be very, very, very good for a lot of these countries if we build like president. Like, why would we build them here in America? Let's get these people out of here. We can have like places where we like what are they, like soft crimes or white collar crime. Like, do they need to be around like murderers, rapists, and pedos? Like, can we send these people to like a pedo prison? Send them there. Like, I don't know. Rapists, send them to their own place. Murderers, send them to a different place. Like these places, they need to be around like each other. You know what I mean? The prison system is a fucking failure here, and they're ugly. We don't need them. They're just fucking ugly, dude. We don't need them here on our land. We need to build this place up so it's fucking beautiful. This is an hour long. I have to cut this off, but I know it sounds crazy, but I think that's the best way. AI is going to take over everything anyway. Whoever wins the AI race will have the most powerful AI. Do you want America's AI or do you want China's AI? That's why I say we need some type of a dictator, because I think Congress is just gonna slow us fucking down. They can pivot quick. I know it sounds fucking crazy, man, and I'm all for the Constitution. I seriously am. They're not doing nothing. Nothing's being. There's if I seen some progress. If I've seen some good changes, if I've seen I've seen nothing the last fucking, 40 years of my life, 30 years of my life out of these people. They haven't done shit for us. They haven't done shit for our country, but enrich themselves and their fucking corporate donors. And I'm tired of these people. We need term limits. We need to kick these fuckers out. Like, you know what I mean? We need to shut it down for a little while, reform the system. We don't even need them anymore. We can represent ourselves. If you don't like something, if you don't want to vote on something, you can't complain then. You know what I mean? So that'll be it.